Our first question will come from RJ Abadia in the bootleg.
So, Brycen, I'm curious about the mixed emotions on a day when the passing game and especially your receiver group are really making plays out there, and then intermixed, you lose some guys who are pretty important. I mean, how did you work through that game and work through all the things you had to deal with?
Yeah, it's tough, when, two starting receivers go down, but, we practice all the time and, the show must go on. So, we're ready for anything. And I know Mike and Connor are confident in, me, Simi, Colby, John, Elijah. So, you're down for a little bit, but, you can't think about it too much during the game because we have a game to win, and we still, went out there and won.
And in terms of like the nuts and bolts of receiver play, what would you say Mike and Connor do best, or maybe pass on to you as you kind of move into a bigger role in the next couple weeks?
I think Mike really is really good route runner and is good after he gets the ball. And Connor, I think he's really special once like on the bubble routes and the arounds, and he can make people miss. And when it looks like there's nothing and nowhere to go, he'll still find a way to get 5, 10, 15 yards. And I've definitely tried to watch Connor on how he does once he gets the ball, and how he makes people miss. So, and I definitely look at Mike's routes, and yeah.
And then just my very last thing, are you looking forward to the experience of a two-handed catch at some point in your Stanford career?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's funny. Yeah. Hopefully, I can get, a lot of catches this Saturday.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Our next question comes from Rusty Simmons in the San Francisco Chronicle.
Hey, Brycen, I think the leader in the clubhouse right now is trying to do a walkthrough with ducks in a public park. But can you tell me some of the oddities that you've seen in this unique situation you guys are in, being on the road for so long?
Yeah, it's definitely weird, going from the parking garage and then getting kicked off the parking garage, going to the field with all the ducks, and people taking off their shoes because it's, we're sinking in the mud. So, and people were wearing some like nice shoes, so they were barefoot in the mud. People's feet were covered in mud. So, that was pretty crazy. And then, hopping on a 5-hour bus ride, going through the middle of nowhere, Washington, Oregon. That was pretty crazy, especially because I've never been to those parts of. I've never been to Washington, and I've been to Oregon like once, so it was like foggy, like spooky.
And I'm sure you guys can't be real close to each other on a bus ride like that. What do you do to waste 5 hours of time when you're on a trip like that?
Had to break out the Netflix, watch some movies, watch some film in between on Oregon State, but and definitely sleep a little bit. So it wasn't too bad.
Good stuff. Thanks, Bryce.
No problem.
Our next question comes from Jacob Rayburn in the Cardinal Sports Report.
Hey, Brycen, congrats.
Thank you.
So, Coach Shaw has talked about the receivers having to step up and what he saw from Simi almost right away in that regard. What are your observations of your teammate and when someone kind of suddenly has to maybe take on more responsibility than they previously were responsible for?
Talking about me or Simi?
Simi, and also I guess to you for a certain extent, but specifically Simi for now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's definitely had to step up, especially now since Connor and Mike are down. But I mean, it's nothing he hasn't prepared for. We're practice every day, and he's ready for that. So, I mean, it's not too big of a deal because we practice for it.
And something that gets talked about, I think, off and on with Stanford's receivers is you guys aren't a small group. It's a lot of big guys, a lot of big catch radiuses, as so we'll say. just how does that translate to the basketball court? I'm going to actually steal something from RJ that he probably would ask.
I know Simi would say he's the best basketball player, but he might be able to dunk the best. But you know, I think I'm locking anybody up, and I definitely have the best handle. Mike would say he's the best too, but I don't think so.
Mike's probably got the best high school tape, right?
Yeah, he has the best high school tape. I only played my freshman year, so I don't have that much tape. But I think I'm locking anybody up.
Well,
Definitely.
post-COVID, that would be interesting to throw down a little bit.
Oh no! Oh yeah, we definitely. Me and Mike definitely put some bets out on who would win in a one-on-one. So we'll definitely run that after the season when he's
Right.
healed and everything. I won't go against him when his foot's hurt.
That's kind of you. That's generous. All right. Thanks, Brycen.
No problem.
Any other questions for wide receiver Brycen Tremayne? All right. Thanks for your time, Brycen. I appreciate it.